We begin with the latest ruling in Kaduna, where the leader of the proscribed Islamic Movement of Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, is now a free man. Mr. El-Zakzaky can now heave a sigh of relief after a court judgment that discharged and acquitted him of all the charges preferred against him and his wife. And after standing trial for the past 5 years on an 8-count charge, Mr. El-Zakzaky and his wife can now walk freely again. Their freedom came after a ruling that lasted over 8 hours, where the presiding judge, Justice Gideon Kurada, upheld the no-case submission filed by Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky and his wife.
It's another day in court in a case between the Kaduna state government and the leader of Islamic Movement in Nigeria, Sheikh El-Zakzaky and his wife Zina. As usual, security is tight at the Kaduna State High Court, where the presiding judge, Gideon Kurada, is expected to rule on the no-case submission filed at the last sitting by the counsel to the IMN leader, Femi Falana. But today, the Islamic cleric and his wife are brought to court by the Nigerian Correctional Service officers, accompanied by heavy security. For over 3 years, the Shiite leader has been standing trial on an 8-count charge bordering on alleged culpable homicide, unlawful assembly, disruption of public peace, among others. The prosecuting counsel also presented 15 witnesses to testify against the defendant. The ruling on Wednesday lasted for over 7 hours, and after, Justice Kurada upholds the no-case submission of the IMN for failure of the prosecuting counsel to justify any connection between the alleged crimes and El-Zakzaky.
You cannot arraign a man for an offense that was allegedly committed, as at the time the said crime was not an offense. And the court was very emphatic in that yes, the Kaduna State government has powers to enact laws, but they cannot enact laws to prosecute an offense retrospectively. On that first ground, the court held that that charge is incompetent. On another footing, and while looking at the no-case submission we filed in court, the court agreed with us that the trial is, after all, a charade. That the trial and the prosecution witnesses only came to court to tell stories that are at gross variance with the offenses that were alleged in the said charges. The court entered a defense of discharge and acquittal for Zakzaky and his wife. The court was emphatic in holding that there is no charge, that there should not have been a charge against Zakzaky and the wife in the first place.
Sheikh El-Zakzaky was arrested in December 2015 following an alleged clash between his followers and the convoy of the then Chief of Army Staff, General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, in Zaria. He was also held in custody of the DSS despite orders for his release by 2 different courts. With the permission of the High Court in Kaduna State, Sheikh El-Zakzaky and his wife left to India for medical attention in August 2019. He has on his return remained in the Nigerian Correctional Service custody. His appearance in court on Wednesday marks the second time in 27 court appearances that the IMN leader will be brought to the court. Lupe Asom, TVC News, Kaduna.